Hey everybody, it's Karen Anderson here with Aortic Hope, and we are getting ready to do our week in review live. So before we get started, please click that like button. Click the subscribe button, click that little bell so that you're notified every time we go live, because we don't just go live for these. And what these are, the week in review, is just kind of reviewing our social media posts that we've put up, giving the community an opportunity to join in on this call via chat. You can chat right in here in this YouTube channel, or actually come join me online and we can banter about these posts. But we also go live for our Q&As, and we're going to have a ton of those coming up in September for Aortic Disease Awareness Month. And we also have some very brave survivors that choose to go live to tell their story and giving you another opportunity to interact with them and ask questions. So there's all kinds of fun stuff. We've had cooking demonstrations. Who knows what we're going to have in the future? So that's why you need to click the bell so that you'll be told when we do this. So let's get started and talk about our week. It kind of looks like it's just going to be me and Joshua in the background chatting with you guys today. So hopefully you guys will pop on and leave us a comment and say hi. Let's get started because we got so much exciting stuff to talk about. All right, so we're going to go into our Medical Monday. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was, what are some of the best ways to actually sleep if you've had open heart surgery? Sleep can be so incredibly challenging. And according to a blog from Epic Heart and Vascular Center, getting a good night's sleep after open heart surgery is crucial for your recovery and overall well-being. However, finding the right position to sleep in is challenging after such an intense and invasive procedure. And it is so challenging because you can't get comfortable, number one, and you can't just sit up from a laying down on your back position. You're certainly not sleeping on your stomach. So they teach you in the hospital, occupational therapy will come in and work with you to learn how to use your arms to really push yourself up from a laying on your side position. Unless you order a hospital bed that has some railings, this is kind of your best bet. Is to sleep on the side, which is also going to be not necessarily super comfortable to start, but it's really the best chance you have at getting out of a sofa on your own. Now, if you have a recliner, that's helpful too. So it's just overall a very interesting experience. So let's talk about this blog's 5 and more positions for positions that you can sleep in when you return home. So actually, once you're back home, sleeping in your own bed after open heart surgery really can bring this sense of comfort and ease. For me personally, if I have to have open heart surgery again, I am asking for a hospital bed because there's no sofas in my house that are going to be comfortable anymore to sleep on. And I don't want to sleep on the recliner. So I'm going to ask to see if my insurance will cover me to rent that medical equipment. But being in my house will be wonderful. So you might find yourselves overwhelmed at this stage, first coming home, thinking about the do's and all of the don'ts. But really, the restrictions when it comes to sleeping are few, and such as just avoiding your stomach. Don't sleep on your stomach. That's a big one. But experts actually recommend that these are the following sleeping positions that might be best for you. So sleeping on your back. This is going to be a good one. So if you are snoozing, it actually helps align your head, your neck, and your spine, and it will actually relieve pressure on your chest. So sleeping on your back would be something that they're saying is recommended. And again, I'm not a physician, I'm not a medical professional. I'm just sharing with you tidbits of news and information that we happen to find. And this is all to be used for you to discuss with your personal doctor or your clinician, especially if you have a scheduled surgery. Talk about some of this ahead of time. Another good position that this article talks about would be sleeping on your side, as we just discussed. So you are allowed to sleep on your side. However, this is the important part. You kind of don't want to forget to use pillows to help prop you up for added support. So you're really using them to help support your back, even though you could roll over on your back. Propping up with the pillows would help you stay on your side, basically. And you might want to have a pillow nearby to grab, to hold onto when you do go to sit up. It's just as comforting to have that heart-shaped pillow against your chest when you're doing things. Roll over to sit up on the bed. These are one of the things we just talked about. You really don't want to just sit straight up. Not that your stomach muscles have been cut, but it's really important to always try to roll over to your side when you're getting out of bed. So start by positioning yourself at the side and then gradually move into a sitting position. I know that it's always recommended, especially after you come home, just to sit for a minute. Kind of let your body settle in, get those feet planted firmly on the floor, and then stand up. Don't take for granted that your body's been through a big experience and that standing up too quickly may or may not cause you to feel dizzy. So just take things a little bit slower. Minimize your daytime napping. It's just so hard to do, especially when so many of us are sent home on labetalol and pretty strong dosages. We might find ourselves super extra fatigued. I'm of the belief for myself personally that when I was able to nap, I just napped. I just took advantage of it. However, as we know, napping is going to disrupt your natural sleep pattern anyway. And this is one of the things that we actually talk about in Aortic Dissection, the patient guide, which we're going to get to in great detail. But we do talk about how your sleep cycles are disturbed from the minute that you wake up in the hospital. I mean, at home, you really don't have people coming in checking your vitals at 1 a.m., at 4 a.m. You know, they always tend to come in at nighttime and they leave you alone during the day. But we don't have that at home. So at home, what we're dealing with is the napping, and the uncomfortability. So with time, you will actually start regaining strength and be fully on that road to recovery. And at that point is really when you need to focus on trying to limit your naps, because if you can limit those, it would eventually lead to hopefully a better night's sleep, better night's amount of rest. Use that pillow for support. We just talked about it earlier when you're laying on your side to maybe keep some pillows popped up behind you. But in case you're someone who tends to roll in the middle of the night subconsciously, you kind of want to use either a bed wedge or rolled up towels or just a regular pillow to support you and maintain a comfortable position, because we definitely don't want you rolling over in your stomach. Reclining. Again, in my particular case, I have a recliner. If you don't, you can actually rent recliners for a period of time. But reclining in a chair is a really good option as opposed to being in your bed. It really helps to lessen the incidence of coughing or any potential regurgitation that might cause you to really cough a lot in the middle of the night, and helps to eliminate difficulties with breathing during sleep. So this is related to fluid buildup that might happen around your heart or your lungs. And the good news is it usually improves over time and the excess kind of gets eliminated on its own anyway. But that's why reclining, especially in your naps, is a really good option. But again, as we mentioned before, as always, talk to your physician about his or her tips when it comes to just really trying to get as much quality rest as possible. I can't guarantee it's going to be full of quality, but it will be rest, after open heart surgery. It's a tricky thing, and it kind of comes down to what works best for you. But use this article as a tool. And also, if you get a chance to check out Aortic Dissection, the patient guide, you're going to see that we've talked about this in one of the chapters inside as well. So that's information about sleeping on our Medical Monday. Any thoughts, Joshua?
I was reading a sleep article maybe a couple weeks ago, and it
Mm-hmm.
said something about making sure that if you are going to sleep on your side, to sleep on your right side so that your heart is on top of the rest of the organs versus sleeping on your left side where all the other organs are squishing it.
Interesting.
And so, yeah, I don't know if that has
Yeah.
anything to do with the community, but it's definitely something that I took notice of because that's the side I sleep on, coincidentally. It's
Mm-hmm.
also the side of my body that my shoulder failed out. So it's a pain when I wake up on that side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's funny, when I sleep on my right, I really feel my heart pounding heavy.
Mm.
And I tend to sleep, that's my favorite side, hands down. That's the side that when I get on the right side, which is where my hurt shoulder is, it's like my brain snaps into, oh, it's sleepy mode. We're on our most comfortable side. But the left side is really good for regurgitation. So I tend to sleep on that side as well, having had Crohn's disease for years. There's nothing worse than waking up from a dead sleep and you have just aspirated something that's come up. It is horrible. But if you lay on your left side, you're less likely to do that. I think it's just where your trachea and your esophagus, how they're positioned as well. Things tend to not come up and then go down your trachea if you're on the
Interesting.
left. But that's a really good question. I'm going to add that to my list of questions for September's Ask a Doctor with Dr. Prakash, or actually one of the many doctors that we're going to have on. I am curious to know about if they do recommend a particular side when you're discharged, because I don't remember anything about that at all.
I
So
mean, it might be just as, sleep on your side, whatever's most
yeah,
comfortable. You're in a lot of pain. Just be as comfortable as you can,
yeah,
right?
just
Yeah.
get sleep. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. All right, let's get into topic Tuesday. Da, 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 da. So last week, when the guide wasn't out, this is what, let's see, who was this? This was Duke. This is what Duke, our fourth year medical student, had to say, because he was getting pretty excited, as we all were last week. It was the countdown to the download. But basically, Duke was hoping everybody was having a terrific week, and basically wanted to bring everybody's attention to the US edition of Aortic Dissection, the patient guide, which at the time was available on August 28th. It has since passed, because I'm telling this to you on the 29th. The hard copy still is not available yet. That will be available for bulk and individual order as of September 5th. But this is, let's try to break down this guide, right? Because I'm super excited too, and my mind goes to mush. It's an informational guidebook is what it is, that is really providing crucial information for patients, family, and caregivers about aortic dissections and aortic disease in general. So importantly, this book that is written and created by patients for patients really offers a unique insight from the lens of many patients. And this patient handbook actually gathered the insights and guidance from many people within the community who collectively came together and made this resource available. I mean, what basically happened is this was a guide that initially was started in the UK and Ireland from our friends at Aortic Dissection Awareness UK and Ireland. They worked really, really super hard to come up with this amazing guide. And we're just so humbled and grateful that they gave us permission as the first other country, because now it's going to be adapted to a couple other countries, to be able to have a chance to kind of break it down and edit it to the United States information. And with the help of numerous clinicians and patient representatives, we did just that. So we worked really hard on that to make that kind of come to life. But it is really presented in a way that is by patients for patients. So it is relatively easy to understand. I know some of the medical information in there, especially some of the jargon and really explaining the mechanics of an aortic dissection, uh, depending on where you are in your stage of recovery, might be overwhelming, which is why we've put in the guide recommendations on where to start in the book based upon where you are in your journey. It might be better for you to jump right to resources, learn about support, support group meetings, learn about other avenues that are out there to talk to other people. Or maybe for some, you just want to jump right in and learn about the different medications, learn about exercise, lifestyle, just focus on what life looks like today and what it's going to look like down the road. Or you just want to start with the medical information. We give you recommendations. Of course, it's your book. You're going to do what you want with it. But it is presented in a way that's very easy to read. And it's now been endorsed by the Society of Thoracic Surgeons as well as the Society for Vascular Surgery. The sponsorship, the funding was provided by Run for Aortic Health, as well as Edward Life Sciences. We're so grateful to their participation with this. We've also just recently received funding from Terumo as well. So we're very excited to be able to have these players really support this incredible endeavor. We really hope that you enjoy this resource and enjoy it from a perspective of what was your knowledge before and what is your knowledge now. So give that some thought, because we are asking people to complete a survey. You can do that anonymously or not. If you choose to not remain anonymous, we're going to enter you to win a water bottle. We're going to do a drawing every month to pick somebody who has submitted their survey. And we're going to pick somebody to receive some swag from us. So, but again, it is anonymous is just fine. We really want to gather that data and see how this actually helped you. So far, the feedback's been incredible and very overwhelming and heartwarming. But this was just our post last week to kind of get you primed and ready and excited about what was to come. And now it's here, and we will talk about this further. So that was our topic Tuesday. Okay. Moving
Hold on,
along,
hold
when I
on.
find my cursor. What?
So John says, I feel the same way about sleeping on my right side, Karen. And then I said, hey,
Hmm.
John. And he said, Josh. I said, John.
Get a bromance going on over there in the chat.
John's hilarious. One of my biggest accomplishments is to make him laugh out loud during the hangout. Yeah.
That's
He's my
important.
target audience because he's so casual. He just kind of snickers at everything people say. He's like, haha.
That's
You
good.
know what I mean?
I'll have to check it out. I'll have
Yeah.
to check it out some more. Okay, I will. I'm going to join. Hey, John, by the way, hi. All right. Thursday, we ready to go? Yeah. Therapeutic Thursday. Mindfulness versus meditation. Such an interesting topic because there was a time where I didn't think there was a difference between either of these, but there is a difference. And so let's figure out which one is going to be best for you. If you're feeling stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, you might be looking for a way to actually calm your mind, relax your body. You should be if you're not already. You've probably heard of mindfulness and you've heard of meditation, but really, what's the difference between them? I don't think many people realize. And honestly, let's be honest, Pumphead, if you ask me right now to tell you the difference off the top of my head, I can't do it. So I'm like many of you. So let's read it together. Let's talk about it and figure out which one maybe you should consider choosing. Mindfulness is described and defined as the act of practicing of paying attention. So you're going to practice how to pay attention to the present moment without judgment or attachment. It really can help you become more aware of your thoughts, your feelings, your sensations, and your surroundings and accept them as they just are. Don't start laughing behind my back, Joshua, because this probably pertains to me. I need to practice mindfulness more often and just take a deep breath and just be like, you know what? This is what it is. Figure stuff out, but I don't. I go blah, 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 blah. Stress and anxiety, stress and anxiety. I'm going to make 2024 be the year of mindfulness. I am going to get there. Mindfulness can actually be practiced at any time, especially for me when there's monkey wrenches and things go wrong and I'm trotting along and something happens. That's the moment where I really just need to take a deep breath and just, but I wear it on my face, but at least in my body, be more mindful of how I'm reacting because it's just so silly to react certain ways. But you can practice mindfulness anywhere, anytime. Just simply focus on your breath. Just take that cleansing breath in and out, maybe count to 4 while you're breathing in and out. Listen to a sound, focus on feeling a sensation, feel it, taste something in your mouth. Again, mindfulness is more, I feel like, using your senses. You're going to go through your series of senses to just kind of ground you in that moment. And again, that's why you can do it anywhere at any time. I do it when I feel like I'm potentially getting triggered from my past PTS issues. I will boom, snap right into gear and just try to pull it together. But let's talk about the difference between this and meditation. So meditation is a much more formal or structured way of practicing mindfulness. It usually involves sitting still, which is already a problem for me, for a period of time and following a specific technique, such as focusing on your breath, repeating a mantra, or visualizing an image. And meditation can actually help you deepen your concentration, calm your mind, and access a state of inner peace. So that's going to be your typical when you see people just, sitting there. That's more going into meditation and achieving meditation. Mindfulness is more of a reactive, not as much of a purposeful, I'm going to plan this out and do it. But both meditation and mindfulness have many benefits for you, for your physical and your mental health. So they can help you actually reduce stress, improve your mood, enhance your creativity, boost your immunity, lower blood pressure, and much, much more. But how do you determine which one's better for you? So the answer is it kind of just depends. So some people prefer mindfulness because it's much more flexible and it's adaptable to their daily lives, and they can practice it while walking, while eating, while working, just doing anything. You can practice mindfulness. And others really prefer meditation because it's focused and disciplined, because you have to carve out a dedicated time and dedicated space to actually making this happen and following a specific method. So for your more regimented individuals who like routine and planning, meditation might be better for you. For the spontaneous people who are like, yeah, you know what? I think now's a good time. Maybe mindfulness might be better for you. It's not to say it's one or the other. It could definitely be combinations of the two, but the best way to figure out which one works best for you is just try it. Just try them both and decide. For myself, I can definitely carve out time and meditate. I like to be in my hot tub and I like to be sometimes in a bath, listening to specific music always has to be like the same. I give myself 2 different types of music. And if it, next thing you know, I think it's been 5 minutes and it's been 45. And I end up either falling asleep or just becoming extremely relaxed, but I can do it. Um, Start a few minutes a day, gradually increase the duration, the frequency, how often you're doing it. Experience experience different types of mindfulness. So it could be body scan. I do that all the time. It can be loving kindness, which is a lot of love and kindness towards others and to yourself. This is part of your thought process, or guided imagery. I love listening to guided imagery. I try to do it for myself too, just without being guided by anyone but my own thoughts and a journey that I do on my own. But try that. Guided imagery is kind of cool. So I have somebody talk you through where you are and where you're walking through, whether it's a forest or towards the beach. I mean, it's pretty interesting. So try everything. Try it a couple times, try it whenever. That's how you're going to know which one kind of suits you and your personality. But the most important thing is try to have some consistency and really enjoy the process. If you're not enjoying it, then it's just definitely not for you. And mindfulness and meditation, they're not competitive. They don't, there's no like real goal that you have to achieve except inner peace, right? But there's ways of living that can actually help you experience more joy, more peace, and happiness in your life. And these are 2 ways. These are 2 ways that I guarantee you don't have to talk to your doctor about. You can, for sure. But I think sitting and just using these grounding techniques and thinking about pleasant, loving thoughts probably is something that everybody should take some time to do. So that's Therapeutic Thursday. We have any thoughts from anybody, Josh? It's the
I would
last
like to
week.
see some thoughts on some of the mindfulness versus, and it's weird because it's like mindfulness or meditation, and to me, meditation is a tool. Mindfulness is also a tool, but it's
Hmm.
also like in mindfulness, part of the tools is meditation. Do you know what I mean? So it's almost
Yeah.
like if you're meditating for, and sometimes it's not grounding. Sometimes you're meditating for clarity of thought, right? Like you're just
Mm-hmm.
it's cleansing the mind and just getting
Yeah.
ready for the next task at hand, right? So if you're the kind of person who's used to multitasking and juggling many plates, meditation might be something that you find very distracting, something that's not helpful
Right.
for you, right? Whereas like the greater umbrella that is mindfulness is knowing
Hmm.
that you're juggling many plates, but also making sure that your temper's not creeping up, right? Because like
Sure.
sometimes you're just kind of working through work, right? It's knowing that
Yeah.
you haven't eaten and maybe it's time for lunch. It's
Hmm.
knowing it's like it's those kind of check-ins that mindfulness brings to you.
Hmm. And I kind of like that they're interchangeable. But I would think you could meditate and implement mindfulness while you're meditating. So that goes back and forth, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it's
Yeah.
when you're doing a body scan, that's a type of meditation,
Right.
right? And regardless of
Right.
whether it's a guided meditation through a guided body scan or just a body
Hmm.
scan where you're kind of, all right, let's just go from my toes up,
Yeah.
that's you're still in a meditative state, which is to say that you're
True.
kind of concentrating mostly on yourself and
Hmm.
blocking things out and paying attention to something, which is why in the very beginning it's so easy for people to grasp onto the idea of breathing, because the easiest
Hmm.
guided meditation there is breathe in,
Right.
breathe out, and you can do
Yeah.
this over and over again until you feel that calming sensation. But
Hmm.
like even that tool, even that, the mindfulness of, is the air inhaling through my nostrils? Do I feel the air coming down the back of my throat? Do I feel my
Hmm.
stomach expanding as air comes in? Do I feel warm air leaving my body? Like those mindfulness techniques are yet another way of compressing the meditation,
Right.
so to
And
speak.
I think it would all be so helpful, especially to people who have to have MRI scans. I mean, CT scans, sure, but they're so quick. But when you have to be in this machine for a half hour to 45 minutes to be able to adapt some of these skills is just so incredible and so useful,
Hmm.
because you either start counting the sounds in the machine or you start focusing on your breath or the temperature and how it fluctuates. And then next thing you know, your 40 minutes are up. It's time
Yeah.
to get out of the machine. It's
For
pretty
example,
amazing.
you've used the example of counting the clicks and
Yeah.
hearing for the hidden songs that are in those things, and that's
Mhm.
mindfulness of hearing. You're
Mhm.
concentrating on your ears, you're blocking out as much of
Right.
everything else out. And yeah, I mean, I use it at the dentist, right? Like if
Yeah.
I'm going to be at the
Oh,
dentist,
yeah.
here's the thing for me when it comes to mindfulness and just the word patience, to be patient. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I find that if I accept that I'm going to be sitting in the Department of Motor Vehicles for 45 minutes and just start exploring how long it's going to take for anything to happen, that the 35 minutes that I'm supposed to be there evaporate because I'm
Right.
experiencing the boredom, because I'm allowing the boredom. I'm not fighting the boredom. And
Exactly.
that's a practice of mindfulness. It's just embrace where you're
Yep.
at. How do you feel now in this space? You're floating around. And so versus meditation where I'm not going to close my eyes and just breathe in the middle of the DMV because that would be I'm not that kind of person.
Right. Yeah, but you're chill like Beetlejuice or the guy that Beetlejuice stole the ticket from. You're just kind of like,
We're here.
you embrace it.
Yeah, we're
Take
just
it
going to be
in.
here. Yeah.
I'm number 1 billion. It's just, what else do I have to do but be here? Uh-huh.
Right on. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's move on from Therapeutic Thursday. All right. It's Aortic Hope's 5th annual Hope campaign. This all started because in the beginning, for instance, of my journey, there was a lot of campaigns to focus on who survivors had things in common with. Who do you have something in common with? And we were told we had things in common with Albert Einstein, Lucille Ball, John Ritter, Alan Thicke, which is shortly after I had my dissection. And one day, a few years later, I thought, but I kind of feel like I have more things in common with the other people who run nonprofit organizations that are also survivors. And my husband has something more in common with the person that leads a caregiver group. And because to me, those were tangible people that I can go to and talk to and say, let's talk about this. I want to share some experiences. I want to learn a little bit more. And so we kind of decided to adapt this mentality of this is what hope looks like. I'm here. Some people have had 2, 3 surgeries. Some people are enduring missing limbs. Some have had it relatively easy, comparatively speaking, if that's even possible. But this is what hope looks like. Hope looks like somebody who just gets up every day and really lives their best life, whatever that looks like for them. And so we're into our 5th year now of really kind to trying to gather photos from the community uh, and have this video really feature you, all of you that are watching, all of you survivors and your caregivers and your family members and your doctors and the nurses and all of the staff. You are what hope looks like in this community. You are the definition. So we are collecting photos now. We've been getting some great photos. We've been getting people with their animals, and we've gotten a couple from some nursing staffs in a department. Send us your photos and send it so that we can launch this video on September 19th, which is technically Aortic Disease Awareness Day, although we celebrate for the entire month. But just send us a photo to info@aortichope.org and put the word hope in the subject line. Please don't send medically related photos, uh, with wires and things, because then it's like I have disclaimers of trigger warnings. And so let's just keep it really more uplifting if we can, shall we? So I don't care what your photo looks like. You want to wear a costume, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just get it to us by September 14th so we can put this together. It's basically just showing everybody what hope looks like, and it's featuring you. So we do have a link in this post that showed last year's video set to music, and we look forward to having you included in this year's video. So check that out. Okay. We have some welcomes to call out in the community, and we wanted to welcome Molly Thomas. She is now our Director of Social Media and Marketing, and she's been volunteering with us for quite some time now in our social media marketing area, and she's been responsible for creating all of the inspirational quotes in the morning, and now she's kind of going to be taking over our Survivor series and working with Joshua in reaching out to everybody. She's handling all of the written blogs and posting the schedules and posting the promotional information, whereas Josh is working with the community members to help you guys pre-record your stories or go live. And as the director, she's going to be leading a team of social media administrators, Adam and Duke, our medical students, Nikki and Sean, but she's also going to, as I just said, mentioned, she's handling the Survivor series, but she is going to be sharing her Survivor Series story soon. Say that 10 times fast. Molly Thomas, thanks so much for being our new director of social media marketing. Look at her working her seatbelt cover right there. All right, let's move on. We have another announcement. This is going to be one of our newest fundraising assistants. This is Bruce Waldrop. He is currently, as of this moment in 2023, he is 56 years old. He survived an ascending aortic dissection when he was 54. So he had his dissection in 2021. As he says, he's married to the most amazing lady he has ever met, and together they are raising their amazing son who is on the spectrum. A few of his hobbies, besides spending time with his family, would be walks in the local park. And I know he probably averages 6 to 7 miles on his walk because I follow him on TikTok and he'll talk all about it and go live sometimes when he's walking. He loves to listen to all different types of music. And most recently, he's been fundraising for Aortic Hope, and he's doing a bang up job. He's out there talking to the community and also raising funds. So sometimes just being present, even at a car show, or you could show up at a crafts festival. It doesn't really matter. It gives you an opportunity to just have a table, spread awareness, and also raise some money. So check out his TikTok videos if you want. It's aortic_warrior. And I think he just also started an Instagram account. So we thank you, Bruce. We look forward to all the stuff you're going to be able to do to help Aortic Hope. In addition, let's welcome another fundraising assistant, Sharon Carr. So Sharon's been a very strong supporter of Aortic Hope really for years. I actually went to high school with Sharon and her husband, Dr. Eric Carr. So we're kind of like known each other for a very, very, very long time. And she's been a huge supporter of us. And now she's really going to be helping Terry Cook, who is our director of fundraising. She's going to be working with her and really helping us with all of our local and online fundraisers moving forward. And in her role, she's going to help with these events. She's going to help fundraise for our initiatives. She's got such great ideas and concepts, and she's just so supercharged to be helping with us. And we're supercharged to have her working with us. So it's a win-win. And so I'd like to welcome Sharon Carr as our fundraising assistant. Okay. Yes, that's my version of blowing a horn. As you may have figured out from the beginning of this video, Aortic Dissection, the patient guide, is now here. This says almost here, but it is here. It's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. It's here. 11 months of hard work and dedication from Aortic Hope, clinical consultants, patient representatives, has culminated into this launch of the guide. And as I mentioned earlier, it's been made possible by Aortic Dissection Awareness UK and Ireland, Run for Aortic Health, Edward Life Sciences, and now we can also add to Rumo as well. The free downloadable PDF is already on our website. It is on the front page. There is a link to the downloadable PDF. In addition, there's a link to a survey. So as you're reading this guide, please take a moment and click on that link and complete the survey. And as I had also mentioned, don't forget, September 5th, the bulk order form will go live on our website, and that'll allow your clinicians a chance to order a box of 25 or maybe 2 boxes, whatever the case may be. So talk to your doctors, let them know this is happening, give them the link, email it to them. Let's get these doctors to order these books. We want 0 barriers in place for patients and their families to receive a book. You may also order a book yourself if you really, really, really want a hard copy. We are kind of asking that you help us take care of that shipping and handling, but the book will always remain free on download. And Joshua, we're going to have some audibles coming out soon, correct?
That is correct.
Because I know there's a lot of you that like to listen to your books online while you're driving and doing things. They're going to be coming soon. So just keep your ears open and your eyes open, and you'll learn some information about that. But we're so excited. So check it out today.
Terry
All right.
says, hi,
Yeah.
I'm here for a change. Can't stay long, still at work.
Hi, Terry. She's still at work. But good to know that you popped in. All right. Let us, did I click something? I don't hope not. Events.
I believe you're on events. The next tab. You're not there yet, though.
Events. Now I'm here now. Here we are. I thought I clicked stop presenting. I almost had a little mini coronary. All right, we're on our events page. Hey, did you guys notice on the right-hand side of these events page, we've got some affiliate links here? Check those out. It's an opportunity. If you need pill cases or a pulse oximeter or a blood pressure cuff, to purchase through our Amazon affiliate links. And then Aortic Hope earns a little bit of money from your purchase. So just mentioning that. All right. So for the rest of August, there's not many days left. We still have our virtual support group meeting coming up on Wednesday, the 30th at 7 p.m. You only need to sign up once, and you'll be notified of our evening support groups, which happen at 7 on the last Wednesday of the month. All of these times are Eastern. And then the first Tuesday of every month at 12 p.m. Eastern. You're also going to be notified of our Hangouts as well. And Hangouts are a little bit more special. That happens on Thursdays at 2 p.m. It's not a time to really get into the heavy stuff like you might on a support group meeting. It's just a chance for people to hang out, be silly, cook dinner together, have a drink, tell jokes. I don't know, but you'd have a great time. I promise you that. All right, but let's get into September. It's almost Aortic Disease Awareness Month. Such an exciting, overwhelming, amazingly wonderful time for us here at Aortic Hope. We hope we make it the same way for you. We've got a lot of different events beyond our normal stuff of our support group meetings and caregiver support group meetings and weeks in review and all of that good stuff. Here's some of the extras that we have for you. Wednesday, September 5th, 5 p.m., we have Jack Crow, who's from Aortic Athletes and is now an Aortic Hope ambassador. He will be alongside with Carmen David. I know many of you know this name. She has started Run for Aortic Health. She is an Aortic Hope ambassador as well. They're both survivors, and they're going to be talking to Dr. Timothy Churchill all about things that have to do with a research study he's been working on that pertains to exercise. So if that is a topic that's of interest to you, join in on our YouTube channel just like you are now. That's why I say click the little bell so you'll be notified when it happens and you'll be able to join in. In addition, we have a proclamation that's going to be given to Aortic Hope on September 7th in the city of Frederick, Maryland. And it's basically just kind of declaring that September 19th is Aortic Disease Awareness Day. So we're so excited to be able to receive that, and we will share all of those videos with you the day after or that evening. All right. September 10th, Sunday, September 10th, if you are in or around the New York area, specifically Brooklyn, there is an Aortic Bridge Aortic Disease Awareness Walk that is happening across the bridge. It is free. Registration is free. You get to have a t-shirt, really cool t-shirt for free, meet members of the community, and then there's going to be a little luncheon afterwards. So I'd like to say everybody makes it all the way across before turning around and coming back the other way, but sometimes we get stuck at the mango stand and we just enjoy the view of the Statue of Liberty and of Freedom Tower. I mean, it's just so iconic, and how wonderful to be with the medical community and other patients and caregivers and just have this walk, just a sea of Think Aorta posters and all of this Aortic Bridge t-shirt. I mean, it's wonderful. Again, it's all free. If you can join us, click on the link and there's it takes you right to registration where you can put in information about your shirt. Okay, next special event that's coming up is on Tuesday the 12th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. We have our live event with Dr. Stacy Fisher. She was a contributor to Aortic Dissection, the Patient Guide. She is a cardiologist that also specializes in genetics and congenital heart defects, to which a bicuspid valve would be one that could lead to aneurysm and so forth and so on. So she's going to be taking your questions. She's going to talk a lot about genetics, and we always like to talk about blood pressure. What does blood pressure actually mean? It is discussed in this book, as well as the proper ways to take your blood pressure and how to get the best piece of equipment by searching on validatebp.org. I think it's .org. I might have it wrong. It could be validatebp.com. because I don't remember right this minute, but check it out anyway. It's in the book, and just check out both sites. She's going to be there taking your questions. If you have questions for any of these live events that you would like to remain anonymous, just send the question to us ahead of time at info@aortichope.org, and we will ask the question for you. Okay. Next exciting event happens on the 14th at 7 p.m. We have our Aortic Disease Awareness Month bingo. We have got I'm looking at my entire office floor covered in prizes. We've got great stuff, including a $50 gift certificate, Lawrence Hope medical ID bracelets. This is for anyone. You can get dog tags, you can get sporty bracelets, you can get really fancy schmancy sparkly bracelets. They're important to have. So you're going to get an opportunity to win this. It's 10 games for free, and it's private. So you're going to register for this, and we're going to be in a Teams meeting, and you're going to reuse your card over and over again. But check out the information on this link. Okay. Then we have our Ask a Doctor with Dr. Siddharth Prakash out of UT Houston. He's going to be going live with us at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday the 19th. And what is the 19th? It's Aortic Disease Awareness Day. So we're going to be talking about so many things. The exercise research study he's working on, taking all of your incredible questions about everything from flying to roller coasters to medications, just to so many things that we hear that go on in the community. We're going to get those questions addressed and get you some answers. All right. The next thing we have, which we're still working out and I still need a link for, would be a live Survivor Series event with Lauren Flamini. Now that's happening on Wednesday, the 20th at 7 p.m. If any of you have FLNA, which is a genetic condition, this is a really important story. See, Lauren has this mutation, but she's got an even rarer, almost like unicorn rare mutation of this mutation. So she's got something that is rare, but they're starting to find a few other people with this. So she's going to talk a lot about what this FLNA mutation is, and how to start talking to your doctor about that, and the best ways to go about testing if necessary. I'm sure that at this point, what she has will be added, if it hasn't already, to the aortopathies that are already tested in your screen, in your panel, which I think is 38 genes. But so she's going to be telling her story. And the kicker with her, she's only 19. It's like amazing what she's been through. And she's just so well-spoken. And we just want to show her a lot of love and support. So please try to join in. And then to wrap up our month of exciting events, of course, we need to have the one and the only Dr. Ben Udelman. If you have not been part of these live events with Dr. Udelman, you need to do it now. He's just so wonderfully charismatic and has a lot of knowledge, but is really able to present his answers to your questions and his knowledge in a way that is super easy to understand and relatable. He is going to be talking to us on the 26th at 4 p.m. Now, this is a different time slot for him, but listen, busy thoracic surgeon, uptick in COVID, lots of issues. This is the best time that he knows. He can pretty much guarantee he's not going to get called into surgery. So we'll take him whatever time he's available. I'd love to see you guys there. All of this happens here on our YouTube channel. Again, if you click that bell, you will be notified when we go live. But each doctor handling kind of different topics and different things to talk about. He's a cardiothoracic surgeon out of Maimonides Medical Center in Brooklyn, New York. He is also the founder of Aortic Bridge, and that's who's having the awareness walk across the Brooklyn Bridge. So we're so excited to have him. Lots of stuff happening. And of course, every single day, there's going to be posts about aortic disease, taking us from what is the aorta through bicuspid valves, valve replacements, aortic aneurysms, aortic dissections, recovery, medications, exercise, mental health, the genetics. All of it's going to be covered and more. And we're going to be referring to the book, referring to the STS, their patient website, referring to Edwards Life Science, referring to Terumo. And there's going to be some contests on our Facebook page as well, where we're giving away some swag. So really excited about it. Hope you guys are too. Lots of information, but it's all a good thing, right? Because we have an opportunity to learn and share with the community. As we know, aortic dissections are rare, but aortic disease is much more common than you think. So, learning this information will really help you think aorta and think family and have these conversations with your loved ones, as well as just promote your overall general health and wellness and understanding what's going on with yourself, and learn to be your best advocate. So that's what we've got coming up, Joshua, as if you didn't already know. Some good stuff.
I'm excited. It's a big month.
I'm excited too. I need to eat my Wheaties and get some good night's sleep, propped up with a pillow so I don't hurt my shoulder anymore. Got to be energized. All right. That is our weekend review. Thank you, John, for joining us. Thanks, Terry, for stopping by. And we will see everybody next Tuesday on September 5th, as we are going to enjoy Labor Day. But we will be live and coming to you on Tuesday, September 5th, 3 p.m. Eastern. Again, thanks so much. We'll see you next week. Take care.